Alright, after many years it is time we bring back the old tiny chair again. How many of you got that reference, huh? Alright, so every now and then there is a big topic that comes up, and when it comes up, we have to bring out the chair, and when we do, it means that, for the most part, we're gonna be talking without a script. I know, scary. And this time we are in this situation because of that. Look. I'm as surprised as you are. But in case you haven't been on the internet, specifically around League of Legends throughout last week, you might have missed the big event, which was Jinxy trying out League for the first time. Now, why would this be such a big topic to talk about? Well, it is simple. First of all, this is very entertaining to watch, regardless of what kind of League of Legends player you are. And that is mainly because Jinxy, as I have learned in the last video talking about this topic, has never really played PC games before. And so it is entertaining to watch someone try League of Legends for the first time. Sure, watching anyone try anything for the first time is really cool. When I first dove into Genshin Impact without having any clue what's even happening, people liked it. When other people try something like Minecraft for the first time, that's entertaining too. And now there is someone using the same formula trying League of Legends. Of course, it works. But what's even better than someone trying to figure out how League of Legends works? Which inherently brings you back to Season 1, when people had no idea how to even play the game? Well, the only thing more entertaining than that would be someone trying to figure out how a keyboard works. Yes, Jinxy kinda showed everyone that this is actually what the Gen Z is all about. And at this point, I don't even know if it's Gen Z or whatever generation is after that. But yes, again, we talked about this in the last video. But the younger generation simply don't play with a keyboard and a mouse. They play with a touchscreen or a controller. And things kinda on accident lined up perfectly for Riot Games, because in the background not only have they been working on the WASD controls, but they are also specifically trying to adapt all of that to controllers. Now again, we talked about controllers in a separate video. Yes, if you dive into some of the code, Riot is trying to officially support controllers, which made everyone realize there is a really good chance Riot is doing this because they want League of Legends to be on consoles. And once that happens, not only do they tap into a whole new audience, but they can also open up to all the younger generations. Now, in the game dev space, there's also talks about the fact that players are very slowly growing out of Roblox, meaning those players will now look for something else to play because they don't want to hang out in Roblox with 9-year-olds all their life. And so who knows? Maybe they will end up in League of Legends. Regardless, when it comes to the current state of controllers, it works. I tried it, it's nothing amazing, but something's there. However, none of this is really the focus of this video. Yes, it is cool to see that someone who has no idea how to use a keyboard is now trying League of Legends. What nobody expected though is that this would actually start a whole new movement for League of Legends. Because after the internet witnessed this, new players actually started playing League of Legends. Yes, this is not a drill, but if you go around the internet and you have a look at the general perception of League of Legends now, you will see that there are new players going into the game because of Jinxy. And this is exactly what Riot could have hoped for. They themselves couldn't really bring new players into the game, especially after whatever happened with Arcane. So now to see one of the biggest streamers on Earth randomly try the game and bring in new people, well, nobody could have predicted that. Now, credit where credit is due, Jinxy's streams wouldn't be what they are without Dante's. I will have to say, seeing Dante's coaching is flawless. To be fair, it is not exactly my kind of humor, but I have to admit, that is very entertaining. And yes, Jinxy himself even admitted that he is now hooked on League of Legends. And low-key, he wishes he had never tried this game. We all do. And yes, I don't know what's really happening, but after watching Jinxy play, there is just this urge that makes you try the game, and if you quit before, well, now you wanna try it again. And the situation is so bad that after many years, I did my placements again. Yes, I don't know how I got into the situation, but here I am, playing League of Legends. Now, As we mentioned in one of our last videos, all of this already happened before. Once again, before Jinxy, there was a whole situation with Ludwig diving into the game. After which, he got challenged by Tyler, there was a whole event that happened around that, and new players came to League of Legends. Now, how many was that? Probably not that many, but now the situation escalated by Jinxy's raw audience being 10 times higher. Meaning that now it really feels like a big event. But what's even crazier than that is that Jinxy is already starting his own event. Yes, they are now setting up what is dubbed the League of Legends Creator Clash. And from what we've learned, there's already over 20 people who confirmed they would be going for it. In many ways, I would compare this to something like OnlyFans that happened in World of Warcraft, where you had like half of the creators on the internet trying to do something in World of Warcraft. Well, now stuff is happening in League of Legends, which is something nobody could have predicted. And that brought up a funny question. Is it possible that Jinxy is single-handedly resurrecting the LCS? Yes, this is a little bit of a curveball of a question, because Jinxy has nothing to do with LCS, but the point is the same. Is it possible that Jinxy is now bringing back the viewers for League of Legends in the US? The reason why this question came up is because last month people asked the exact same thing with that guy. Yes, there was a big debate around Cadril and the viewers of LEC. Since the League of Legends co-streams have more views than the official events, people wondered, are the co-streamers just leeching off of the big events? Well, the answer to that is the same as it is with any reaction content really. You will always have a portion of the audience that will only watch the person reacting to the content, and they will never watch the content itself. This is how it's been on YouTube, and this is how it's been on Twitch as well. Which is also why most people agreed that without Cadril, yes, the views would be a lot lower. And I'll be honest, I don't really know how the legality works around the events and the viewers and the sponsors and whatever's happening there. So I guess as long as the co-streams are within the rules, it should all be good. But back to Jinxy and whatever's happening there. You see, to witness Jinxy try out League of Legends and actually bring in a whole new audience is a miracle. Now, will he do anything for LCS? Absolutely no. But if his event that he's putting together with Dante's has more views than LCS, then perhaps Riot should be refocusing on community events instead. Perhaps Riot should make up a new system where the communities can actually make proper tournaments with some kind of really cool prize pool. Maybe not money, maybe you can play for skins or anything really. Well, connected to that, Riot did just update the LPP, which is no longer the League Partner Program, it is now the RPP, the Riot Partner Program. And they are trying to do things there, so we'll see what happens. But yes, if the views on Jinxy's content are a lot higher, then watch the internet burn. And unfortunately, all of this is also connected to one more thing. That's why all of this is a big miracle. And that's the fact that after January this year, making content about League of Legends has been kinda miserable. Like, surprisingly, there is not really much to do. For me specifically, there is not a lot of lore that happened this year, so I have to be creative about what I talk about. That's why I've been focusing on shorts. Shorts do really well, but shorts don't pay the bills. Which is also why, on the side, I am still working on my own game, Wishlist Funus. It is actually turning out pretty well. And beyond that, I am actually trying new things with making games for League creators. I swear I will get back to that eventually. But I have not been the only one who noticed that League of Legends content kinda sucks lately. There are many people who notice this, and that's because most people just stream gameplay and then they turn the gameplay into shorts on YouTube. If you do just pure gameplay on YouTube as a long-form video, unless you are Baus or someone like that, you're not gonna be doing that well. That is why people are kinda miserable around League of Legends right now. They are all waiting for a new refreshment, and behold, nobody expected that kind of refreshment. And so, out of nowhere, Jinxy just carved up a new path. Now, it is a path that not many people can follow, because you have to be trying League of Legends for the first time, but it is actually something new. And the best part is that from all of this, it is Riot Games who are benefiting the most. And so, Riot is kinda getting the Steam treatment. They are doing absolutely nothing, and they are winning. I don't think they could have asked for more.